Yo, what up? It's Say My Name.
Yo, what's up? It's Whipped Cream.
What's up, guys? This is Riot Tick.
This is Blunts and Blondes.
Sullivan King here.
It's Black Tiger Sex Machine.
This has been Trillvo.
And you're watching Trillvo.com.
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 Trillvo.
Disillusionize me, Captain.
What's up, guys? This is Dustin with Trillvo.com. This is this month's Local Lowdown Austin edition, and I'm here with Madhatter. Say what's up.
What's up?
Alright, so we're just going to jump right into it. I got some questions for you. So you had a pretty productive year last year. I feel like making a lot of steps in the right direction.
Yeah.
What do you think the highlight of your year was last year? Like, what was the best step forward that you made last year?
I think those two things would be different, but I think my personal highlight of last year was Middlelands for sure.
Yeah.
It was earlier in the year, but just being able to be a part of, that the first Middlelands, like whether it comes back to Texas or not.
Rest in peace, Middlelands.
Yeah. Exactly. It was just cool to see everyone there. I mean, everybody from each part of Texas was there, and then a ton of other people from other communities I've been involved with.
I feel like that was probably one of the best vibe festivals I went to
for sure.
last year.
That was one of the few events that I did last year where almost nothing went wrong.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like all my friends, my travel expectations, like everything just lined up, and just like all around, just 10 out of 10 weekend for me personally.
They need to bring it back somewhere, some way. All right, so I feel like not only have you started to kind of pave the way here in Austin for up-and-coming local DJs, but you've even started doing it for Texas in general. You have a new collective coming out called SOCI. Did you want to kind of elaborate on that?
Yeah, of course. So SOCI, it stands for a socially outrageous collective of intelligence. And we were talking about this earlier. It just kind of preaches transparency and truth between each other, and that is the key to success, is just being true to who you are and the people around you. And we're going to be releasing music, and I try to tell people it's not like a label.
Yeah.
It will be a label in the sense that we're going to be releasing music and stuff, but we're going to be releasing visual art as well. We're going to be doing hula hoop competitions and gloving competitions, really trying to cultivate what the potential of Texas is, and if we all just work together,
kind of grab like the whole brand.
Yeah, we can bring Texas up to a legitimate competitive market, not only in the electronic scene, but just the music scene in general.
Yeah.
Because we're so spread out, that's kind of one of our weaknesses. That there's key people in different spots doing different things, but that's also the great potential of what SOCI is. Each person has their own little bit to bring from each part of good music areas, and specifically cities, but there's other parts of Texas too that have a lot to offer, I think.
So you're releasing like an EP coming up soon. Is that from different people on the collective?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So there's 12 artists on the collective officially.
Yeah.
But this first EP will have 6 of them on it. I'm going to have one, of course. And Bravo, they're from Maryland. Chow Chow is from Dallas. Far and Few, they're from Houston, but I believe they stay in Austin now. Oh gosh, I can't even think right now. There's a lot of really good artists.
So y'all gonna continue to do that, like release EPs?
Yeah. So the first part of the year we're gonna have a volume 1.
Yeah.
It's called Index Volume 1, and then about 6-7 months from now we're gonna have volume 2. That's kind of gonna be our biannual just seed planter. I like to call it. And another platform we can feature new people that we're working with and that we really vibe with, and so it's a really collaborative effort. We're all promoting it the same amount, like it's our own thing, even though it's other people's work. It's about what we do together, and what you can accomplish together, and that's what I think the bar we're trying to set is the potential of the community.
I feel like you grow more as a group than
exactly.
you do.
Yeah, and it's
Right,
not
each
any
other.
sort of immediate clout or anything. It's just like what we can
I
do.
love that clout. That's like
Yeah.
my thing.
Yeah, clout.
Well, and then also you have the kind of like a opening or like a launch party for that coming up, right? That's later this month.
Excuse me. Yeah. So we were bringing Jameson Thieves. He's from Phoenix.
Mm-hmm.
I actually met him playing Lights All Night. Not this recent one, but I guess 2016 into 2017. He played right after me, and we got a little time to connect up in the green room, and got some time to talk before his set. And so I kind of just kept contact with him, and turns out he wants to make a Texas run, so we just it kind of just happened
Worked
really
out,
quickly, and it was really good timing. And I think he definitely fits the vibe that we're going for. It's just some people like his stuff, some people don't, but he likes himself. He's comfortable with the material he puts out, and I recognize that through his music. And I think the other guys would agree with me in Sosi that he does that as well.
Is Sosi going to be like a multi-genre collective, or is
Definitely.
it more bass music?
I mean, think it's gonna be multi-genre for sure, but just on the more aggressive side of each genre. So I mean, we may make future bass, but it's gonna be really big and loud future bass.
Yeah.
That's me personally, but for house music, it will definitely be really synthy and really experimental. Just kind of seeing how outside of the box we can get without turning anyone off.
Yeah, sure.
But definitely more on the aggressive side of genres across the board. But I mean, we're open to anything. I mean, if it's good, it's good.
Exactly.
You can't argue with quality.
So tell us about the tour. So you have a tour coming up. You're on the 27th or 24th,
The 24th.
and it's 11 shows.
Yeah, 11 shows. We're hitting New Mexico, Arizona, Colorado, Utah, Nevada, California, and a couple stops in each
That's
state.
a lot to do in 3
And
weeks.
it is.
Yeah.
It definitely is, and it's all on an RV, but it's cool. I'm gonna be with my friends. We're all gonna be
Really good
kind of
time.
taking care of each other, and we're definitely we're trying to bring it back and just close it out in Texas. It's looking like that might happen, but nothing official yet.
So what can people expect to see when going to your show? What do you want them to
It's hard to
know
say.
going to a Madhatter show? What to expect?
I think you should expect to have no expectations, because I could be. Another thing I'm rolling out with the brand this year is just Madhatter is kind of this escape government experiment who knows everything of the world and is going around kind of preaching truth to people. It's truth in the tale of a madman.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of the saying that goes back.
Because that's kind of
for-
how people react when you tell the truth.
Exactly,
a lot of times.
exactly. And so I think harnessing the power of music and sonic energy, there's definitely a deeper dimension to how sound and waves affect people that I try to learn about and study all the time. So it's rolling out this truth aspect, and that truth in the tale of a madman. He's kind of this schizophrenic. There are multiple moods, which kind of mirrors the multiple genres thing. So I mean, I could be in any kind of mood. I've been listening to house music all day, and then just want to play an hour and a half house set,
yeah,
which
that's
probably
not
would
cool.
never happen because I, go through all of the genres. But yeah, I really try to keep people on their toes.
So it'll be you never be the same show twice, basically.
Most likely, yeah. I mean, unless I'm playing, opposite cities, and I just have some kind of routine. Especially in Texas, it could be, it's anybody's guess.
Yeah.
Even mine.
So earlier this year, or at the beginning of this year, you were featured on Trillvo.com's Producers to Watch Out For in 2018. How did that feel, seeing your name on that list with so many other big names that have kind of come into the scene?
Yeah, unexpected.
Yeah.
I mean, I like to think I'm doing the best that I can, but definitely unexpected in the sense that it makes me realize that people see what I'm doing. I'm not crazy. I'm not just screaming into a black hole, and it makes me feel really good in the sense that there's no like immediate like value of immediate gain of being on like blogs or anything like that, but the fact that people recognize and people that can influence other people are pointing them in my direction,
right.
And that they resonate with what I'm doing in my day-to-day and kind of my general goal.
Does it create kind of like a pressure to live up to that, like to do even bigger things the next year?
The pressure was there whether I was on that list or not.
Right.
I push myself. Most of the pressure comes from me knowing I can do the things that I do.
Mm-hmm.
And I get frustrated or kind of just discouraged, I guess, when I don't live up to what I know I'm capable of.
Right.
And so, seeing other people recognize and, like what I'm doing just helps me push myself in the sense that, like, what if I had done what I know I could do?
Yeah.
And what if I had made decisions that I know I could have made before, like how much higher on that list would I have been?
Yeah.
Or what other kind of lists would I have been on? So that's the pressure that comes from.
Yeah.
It's more myself.
Just to kind of keep pushing it to the next level.
Exactly.
So what advice would you give for other locals who are just starting out? Like, you've kind of been doing it for a little while now. Like, what about people who are just now kind of trying to put their name out there?
Just don't be afraid to go to shows by yourself. Don't be afraid to meet people. You're going to meet a lot of very interesting people. You're going to meet a lot of cool people. Meet lifelong friends that you may not have expected.
People you think are going to be cool that turn out to not
exactly,
be cool.
Yeah. There's a lot of different dynamics that go into it, but you're never going to figure out what those are until you're going into it.
Right.
It's just the initial leap, and that goes for anything people are trying to do, whether they want to go to college, whether they want to release music, or whatever it is. You have to take that initial step and have faith in yourself. So, like I said, just be cool with everyone. Tell people what you're doing, but there's a fine line of telling people what you're doing and like flexing, and kind of being negative, having a negative energy.
Did you kind of go through a phase where you maybe caught yourself bragging, or like where you felt like you were maybe being?
Not when I was sober. I'm not gonna lie, honestly.
Most of the times we're drunk or something, we always feel a little more.
Yeah, I've caught myself, like, I'll say the words out loud.
I am the best in the world.
And it's almost like I'll hear them echo back as soon as I say it. It's just like, oh my God, I can't believe I said that, But, it's part of the scene. It's part of our culture and stuff. But
and it's okay to feel proud of what you're doing.
Yeah, well, exactly. There's a fine line of knowing your worth and being excited and proud of what you're doing, and then kind of being a douchebag and flexing and stuff like that. So it's not. It's more or less just kind of being okay with yourself. Mm-hmm. And I think as long as you're okay with yourself and you have everything kind of sorted out in your head before you go into these uncomfortable situations, people will recognize that, and knowing that you can walk around with your head straight and you can say what you say and mean it.
I think that's another one of those things that you have to be in that situation to experience it the wrong way to fix it and come
for
back.
sure.
So what's the ultimate goal? Like, where would you be able to say, like, in 5 years from now you had a good run? Like, like, what would you have had to achieve?
I mean, all I'm really trying to achieve is just kind of sustainability right now. Being able to live, and I have, thankfully, lately been able to just live off of making music and touring and playing shows and stuff. But I don't know, man. There's no, like, superficial goal that I'm looking for. Of course, I would like to play Coachella and EDC and stuff. Like, EDC, I guess, would be a big one on that list for sure. But really, it's more or less just kind of sustainability and knowing that I'm helping people and seeing the immediate results. Maybe not immediate, but the gradual results of like what SOCI is and what we're doing at Good Vibes Presents. Seeing how we've helped those people and what we're doing now in these beginning stages. I guess I'm just hoping to see my goals come to fruition. That's how I would feel good about in 5 years from now what I'm doing now.
SOCI's like blown up.
Yeah,
music,
exactly. And it's all kind of running itself from the initial standpoint of transparency with each other, being truthful with each other, that resonates through the scene, and that people are booking artists not because they're popular people who can sell tickets to your shows. Like that's the promoter's job to sell tickets, and they're booking people who are, who have influence in the scene and who are making good music. And there's influence via popularity, and then there's influence via creativity.
Right.
And I think it should be more based on influence via creativity. You go to Los Angeles, you see no names playing bigger shows, even if they're opening the night. They're still on these shows because they're good producers. And that's kind of the culture I want to mirror here in Texas, but in its own kind of weird Texas way.
All right, so New Texas Collective, a tour, an EP, a lot going on. Anything else that we need to know about?
So I'm actually approaching the final stages of developing a webcomic, like a moving visual graphic story that people can follow, and it'll be 3 to 4 minute things that people can just update themselves on once a week. And it will incorporate all this new music that I have stacked up, and we're really just trying to extrapolate the idea, the truth idea and the transparency, and the next dimension of influence through that is visual art. And that's really what 2018 is going to be. And it's just kind of getting myself out there visually, instead of just my logo on flyers and my picture on flyers and stuff like that.
Yeah, so anything else that you want to tell people who are watching this? Anything that they should...
Thank you. And that's like the first thing is just thank you, Trillvo, obviously for taking the time to want to listen to what I have to say and stuff, and obviously, putting me on a producer watch list of sorts. The main idea is just thank you for everybody who's taken even just 5 minutes to listen to my music or come to my shows. Like you said, you just came because you wanted to hear something new, and I'm glad I was able to deliver on that expectation for you.
Yeah, I left for the black eye.
Yeah, exactly. Well, not exactly how I say it, but you had a good time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it was a memorable experience that you can correlate positive energy with. And that's really what I want to say with all this. Just I hope I don't let anyone down, especially myself. But just thank you for always believing in me and helping me believe in myself. So there's a lot to come, and I hope you guys stay tuned for it for sure.
Cool. And then just also make sure y'all follow him on Instagram. What is your...
Instagram, it's at Madhatter _musics with an X. Same thing for Twitter, and also SoundCloud. And then Facebook is just Madhatter Musics with no underscore. And with all the Soci, it's just Soci Official, SOCI Official, across the board, SoundCloud, Instagram, all that. I really hope people tune in and see what's going on. I think people will eventually either way. But let's get this going. I'm really excited to show people what Texas is capable of, and what we're all capable of. It's just that
it's going to take a group effort.
Yeah, exactly. That first jump, that leap of faith. But just have faith in yourself, and everything will play out the way it's supposed to.
Cool. Well, thank you for sitting down with us.
Dude, yeah, no problem.
Awesome.
Thank you for having me. Appreciate it.
We out.